The Glazer out movement has been in operation essentially for 17 years. Different fractions, different groups, different people protesting and pushing hard for the Glazers to sell Manchester United, to move away from this football club, to sell up and allow better owners to come in and run this great football club in a way in which they feel matches their ideals, that makes them feel proud, that wants them to feel that allows Man United fans to feel part of a community, whether that's local, national, or international. You can see here Manchester United fans fighting, shouting, screaming, chanting, protesting hard before Monday's game against Liverpool Football Club. And I understand the protesting. I understand the want, the need, the desire to get the Glazers out. I really, really do. But without tangible actions, should they not listen, the Glazer out movement will die. The Glazer out movement will lose momentum. The media will lose interest, and a huge percentage of fans will also lose interest, and attentions will go elsewhere. And I'm for one that truly believes that without money being taken away from the football club, and without the biggest and most influential content creators from around the world coming together to create a continual noise about this situation, Manchester United will always be in their hands and will forever be subject to their poor running, their poor standards, and essentially doomed. I'm always going to be Glazer out, no matter what. I'm always going to criticize what they do. But I am afraid to say this, that I think it's dying in front of our very eyes. As stated, it's great to see so many Manchester United fans coming together to push for the Glazers to leave, push to try and get the Glazers out of the football club. I understand every one of them feels passionate and believes that this is the worthwhile action. Standing there protesting against the Glazers. And of course, it makes a noise. It allows people to let their voices be heard. It makes people feel, I have done my bit. And you look at the numbers here, you look at those numbers, and it's absolute thousands of people. It's a proud moment. But so much more is needed if we really are to truly rid the Glazers out of Manchester United. And the reason I say that is very, very simple. The Glazers are only interested in money. They only care about making money out of Manchester United. They always have and they always will. And I believe without tangible actions off the back of these protests, without tangible actions off the back of the hashtags, the media attention, and the multiple viral moments from many, many Man United fans, whether they're content creators and influencers or not, more needs to happen. And as stated, the Glazers only care about making money. And until these fans, and this is not, and I want to reiterate me not digging anybody out. Your personal choice is your personal choice, and I will respect it. But my message is simple. Without pulling money away from the football club, the Glazers are very unlikely to go anywhere. If the valuation of the club remains the same or continues to grow, they're very unlikely to go anywhere. If the share price stays where it is now and grows and increases, they're very unlikely to go anywhere. And I say that because the Glazers only care about making money out of the club, and when they can still get make a shilling or two out of this, out of the fans, out of the stock price, and out of eventually selling it for an even bigger price than it's currently valued, they will do that. You take a look at this picture here of these fans protesting hard. There's new shirts. There's new shirts you can see there. Shirt sales, ticket sales, merchandise being sold. All of this is what props up the Glazers. And I know it's an exceedingly hard thing to do, to want to take your support away. I had a message from someone earlier today. Said, Terry, I could never give my season ticket up. It took me 10 years to get a ticket in the stand I wanted. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I completely empathize and understand this. But I truly believe that unless Man United fans walk away we are never going to get the club run how we want. Now, I hope I'm wrong. And I hope that Ten Hag comes in, gets the players he wants, sorts out the playing style, sorts out so many elements of the football club, along with the, the Myrtles and the Fletchers and the Richard Arnolds, and Man United become a consistent, high-performing football team relative to the money that we spend, that we start winning Premier Leagues again, that we start to put pride back into Salford, back into Manchester, back across the country and the world to every United fan who supports this football club in their way. And I truly hope that pulling money and walking away isn't necessary. And this time around, the Glazers, the board have got it absolutely right. But in my heart of hearts, I don't believe it. I believe that the Woodward legacy will continue. I believe that the Glazer legacy will continue. And that Eric Ten Hag will at some point be thrown under the bus. And it may not be around money spent. It could be players being picked over him and player power ensuing. We've seen him drop Ronaldo and Maguire. And look at the reaction the team had to it. Is he going to be able to act with that level of power and anonymity consistently? Landing of his targets. We've got him a number of players he wants. Yes, we've missed out on some, but we're spending money elsewhere. That's great year one. Are we going to do it year 2, year 3? After maybe winning a few trophies, are we going to continue to improve the squad, or are we going to scrimp and scrape? That's another thing we have to think about. You know, we moved away from the low quality deals like Arnautovic because of fan pressure. Are we going to continue to do that? He's implemented some very tough training standards and very tough disciplinary measures. Are they going to enable him to continue that if some of the superstars start to complain, start to leak information? Will the manager be backed and the players kicked out the football club? These are just a handful of things that we've seen improve since Ten Hag has been here, but need to maintain for 3, 4, 5 years plus for us to really and truly get back to where we want to be as a football club. And until I personally see that, I'm not giving this football club any more of my money. I gave my season tickets up. I stopped buying merchandise. I stopped buying gifts related to the football club for my children because I believe that cutting the snake's head off, pulling away money is the only way to, in my eyes, one, to truly love the football club in this contemporary moment. I feel giving the club my money is just propping up, is propagating and furthering the disastrous running. And I feel that it's the only way that if the masses of Man United did this, we could see genuine change. And there's 2 trains of thought here. They sell or they improve the way they run things. Giving up of season tickets. I hear this reason all the time. Well, if I give my season ticket up, someone else will take it. I'm telling you now, if the 60,000 Man United season ticket holders came together and said, we are cancelling at the end of the year out of protest, we are doing it for X, Y, and Z reasons, and we will not buy them back until A, B, and C are done. I hear rumors there's 100,000 people on the wait list. I challenge this by the fact they ring me once a year and ask me if I want my season ticket back. I don't know if there's 100,000 people waiting if they keep calling me. But let's just say there is, for argument's sake. If these 60-odd thousand season ticket holders say why they're giving up their tickets, I guarantee you less than 10,000 of them will be taken up by other people. You've then got the shirt sales. We've already done videos on how the shirt sales make the Glazers money. They increase share prices. They make people invest in the organization, which in turn leads to the stocks being sold and large sums of money. When Ronaldo's shirt sales boomed and the stock price rose, the Glazers sold for and made $186 million after a $21 million hike in the space of 24 hours. Buying merchandise, showing genuine financial support to the football club creates new investors. The new investors input their money in. None of that is seen by the football club, just the Glazers. And equally, if fans pulled away buying shirts and merchandise and announced they weren't renewing their season tickets until the Glazers answered a level of demands in terms of how to run the football club or sold, you would see the share price plummet and the valuation of the football club plummet. The stock price is where they've made £500 million, give or take, in the last 10 years. And of course, the valuation they're looking to grow so they can sell it for as much money as possible. And everyone's going to have challenges for me on this, saying why I'm right and I'm wrong and whatever else it may be. I'm not really worried about what you think's right and what I'm thinking is right personally. I'm just giving you my opinion. Pulling our money away is the only way I truly see us getting them at the football club or getting permanent long-term change. I respect the protests. I respect the hashtags. I respect the energy people put in. Please don't misconstrue my tweets or my feeling that this is the wrong thing to do. I think maybe it should continue. But without a tangible financial element at the end of it, the money-hungry Glazers that are only here to strip us of money will not change. And on top of that, I want to call out the content creators. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's they don't like me. Maybe it's my attitude, the way I come across, my personality. Maybe it's they don't want their platform growing me. Maybe they're intimidated. Maybe they just don't like me. I don't know the answers to it. But only Alice Talks Football, the only prominent Man United content creator outside of the Football Terrace community who contacted me when I said I'm willing to work with anyone. Let's come together. Let's make the content work. And I've got a new idea now. There's two ideas I've got. One, let's create a brand new channel that's associated directly to none of us. All the money we raise can go to one of the causes, raising money to get the protest going, or we can give the money to charity. We start a new channel where we make weekly or monthly content, always focusing on the Glazers being the biggest problem. Or I just won't be involved. I'll share the stuff, I'll share the links, I'll support what you do, but I'll step away. I want to know why Manchester United content creators will not come together to create as much noise as possible. Because I believe that with the protests and the hashtags, and if you get enough Man United fans coming together to debate what works, you could get the majority of the local, national, and international fan base on side to pull in one direction to force these leeches out of our football club. I don't know why they don't want to do it. I don't know the reason, and I want to understand why. And I'm calling no individual out. All I'm doing is saying thank you to Alice Talks Football as the only one who reached out. Maybe they didn't see it, maybe they did, and I'm calling them out again. We need to come together to help force them out. And I stand by what I've said all along. I believe pulling money is the only way to truly do this. I really, really do. They may have different ideas. Let's get on camera. Let's put them out there together. Let's bring our fan bases together to push for this notion. Because if we don't, this movement dies. If we don't, this movement is over. It will fade away. You will see in a few months' time. Listen, by the way, don't be swayed or convinced that we've turned a corner because of a good run of form or the football's looking better under Eric Ten Hag. He praise that, enjoy that, celebrate. He's a brilliant manager. I think he will do great for us if he's back medium to long term. Do not take your foot off the neck of the Glazers. But if we start playing well, people will forget the Glazers. Typically, outside of transfer windows, people do. And we will go back if things go wrong to blaming individual players. There'll be Eric in, Eric out debates. And that's my biggest frustration for all of this. Since social media becomes so prevalent and since I've been on it, I've called for the Glazers, the Glazers, the Glazers. At the moment, I'm being called out as someone that's giving up on the Glazer out movement. That's so far from the truth, it's unbelievable. But I've been to protests 17 years ago. Over a decade ago, I was at protests. I've been to them. They work in terms of raising awareness, and then you need something tangible. I'm already doing the tangible actions. Now, you may choose to do something that's different from me from a tangible point of view, but support my cause. Tell me what yours is. I'll support your cause. Let's try and do everything we can to make this work. And please, Man United fans, do not get suckered back in to focusing on players. Do not get suckered back in and swayed to attack the managers when things are going wrong. The people that run this football club are culpable for where we sit currently in the pyramid of English, British, and European football. And we need to push hard based on the money we generate and the money we spend to be in a much better position. I do want your thoughts and I do want your feelings on this. I am fearful that the Glazer out movement is dying. If it does, it'll be another embarrassing moment. A moment I'll be disgusted in as a Manchester United fan. As I've stated, I'm willing to work with anybody to help keep this alive and push the message. Whether your and my message are equal, the same, or different, I don't care. This isn't about growing my fan base. This isn't about me being right and you being wrong. I believe in what I say. Doesn't mean I'm going to disregard what you believe. Let's have a conversation. Let's debate it. Let's put it out there. Content creators, influencers, leaders of, listen, the guys at 1958, I don't know who they are, but they blocked me. I have no idea why they blocked me. But if you guys want to work together, let's do it. But content creators, I'm really looking at all of you here. If you love this football club, put your differences aside. If you love this football club, come together to work. I don't care if one's got 1 million followers, the other's got 600,000, and the other guy's got 6,000. Come together to work. Bring your audiences together. Unify the fan base. Stop being selfish. And let's see if we can finally get rid of the Glazers, because it does feel like it's now or never.